There comes a time in every life where silence becomes louder than noise, where reflection overtakes ambition, and it's in those still moments that the truth begins to whisper. We chase youth as if it will last. We measure success with numbers and strangers' applause, but only much later, often too late, do we realize we were running in the wrong direction. Life doesn't come with warnings, it teaches in scars, and some of its most important lessons are the ones we only understand when the damage is already done. In the language of the unconscious, what we repress comes back louder, and what we ignore becomes our fate. Today, you won't hear motivational fluff. You'll hear the harsh truths, the quiet regrets, the insights that arrive too late for most. But maybe not for you. These are the 11 psychological truths. People only learn when it's almost over. Don't wait for the pain. Listen now. 1. Validation is a prison. From childhood, we're conditioned to seek approval from parents, teachers, society. It becomes an addiction. Freud called it the ego's armor. But over time, that armor becomes a cage. You measure your worth in likes, compliments, promotions, but every nod you receive steals a piece of your identity. One day, you'll look in the mirror and realize you don't know who you are without someone clapping. And that is a terrifying revelation. People leave, always. Whether by choice, betrayal, or death, they leave. The mind forms attachments as a survival instinct, but clings as if loss were unnatural. Yet loss is nature itself. You can love deeply and still lose everything. The tragedy isn't that people leave. The tragedy is that we build our happiness entirely around them, ignoring the only constant, ourselves. Freud would say, mourning is inevitable, but melancholia comes when we mistake others for our soul. Time doesn't heal, it hides. Give it time, they say. But time doesn't heal wounds. It buries them under routines, distractions, forced smiles. The trauma remains, dressed in suits, attending meetings, raising families, pretending to be over it. But it leaks. In your relationships, your temper, your avoidance, healing is a choice. Without it, the past isn't past. It's the puppeteer behind every reaction you can't explain. Most people aren't thinking about you. You walk into rooms rehearsing lines, adjusting posture, worried about what they'll think. But here's the secret. No one's watching. Everyone's too trapped in their own insecurities to obsess over yours. The Freudian superego convinces you that judgment is constant. But in reality, most people are distracted, insecure, tired, or indifferent. You are not the main character. In their story, free yourself from that imaginary audience. 5. Childhood shapes everything, even what you desire. Your adult choices aren't as free as you think. Who you're attracted to, what you fear, how you love, much of it is a ghostly echo of your earliest years. Freud called it the repetition, compulsion, the unconscious need to recreate unresolved childhood conflicts in adult life. That toxic partner feels like home because chaos was your norm. That dream job, maybe you're just chasing the approval you never got. Until you confront your past, it will keep writing your future. Most apologies are lies or traps. People say sorry to ease their guilt, not to repair you. Some apologize to manipulate, to reopen doors they destroyed. Real remorse is action, not words. The ego craves redemption, but it hates change, so it offers apologies like bandages on bullet wounds. Freud knew guilt unprocessed becomes performance. If someone hurt you and sorry is the only thing that changed, nothing has changed. Don't be fooled. Busyness is a distraction from the self. You fill your days with meetings, scrolling, noise. You call it productivity, but deep down it's escape. Stillness terrifies you, because in silence, the real questions rise. Who am I? What am I running from? Freud would call this the flight. from insight. The more chaotic your schedule, the louder your unconscious is screaming. Only in stillness can healing begin. You will self-sabotage to stay familiar. Ever wonder why you ruin good things? It's not weakness, it's a psychological pattern. The mind craves the familiar, even if it's toxic. If love always felt like rejection, you'll chase people who hurt you. If success was punished in your home, you'll fear your own growth. Freud uncovered this paradox. We are drawn to pain if pain is what we understand. Until you rewrite the script, you'll keep choosing the same ending over and over. In dying, you are not afraid of failure. You're afraid of being seen failing. Your ego doesn't fear defeat. It fears exposure. Freud believed that much of human behavior is driven by the need to preserve the ideal self-image, the polished, acceptable version of you that society applauds. You don't avoid risks because they're risky. You avoid them because they threaten your carefully curated identity, so you stay safe, untested, invisible. But safety is a cage, and in trying to protect your pride, you suffocate your potential. 10. The mind doesn't forget, it buries. You think you've moved on, but the unconscious remembers everything. Every betrayal, every humiliation, every moment you swallowed your voice. It's all stored like a ticking time bomb. Freud called this repression. It's not erased, just hidden. And it leaks through dreams, triggers, anxiety, illness. You're not over it just because you don't think about it. Healing begins not by forgetting, but by facing what you've buried with ruthless honesty. You'll never be fully healed, and that's okay. The modern world sells you the illusion of complete healing, a finish line where you're finally whole, balanced, enlightened. But Freud knew better. The psyche is not a machine to be fixed. It's a battlefield. Healing isn't perfection, it's awareness. It's choosing better each day, even when the pain resurfaces. Your wounds might never disappear, but your relationship with them can transform. Scars don't mean brokenness, they mean survival. You've just seen the mind stripped bare. Its vanity, its terror, its quiet brilliance. These 11 truths aren't comfortable. They don't flatter your ego, but they liberate your soul. Freud taught us that we are never just what we appear to be. Behind every smile is a story. Behind every habit, a hidden wound. You're not broken because you're conflicted. You are human because you are conflicted. The real strength isn't in pretending to be fine. It's in daring to look inward, to challenge your illusions, to sit face to face with the parts of yourself you were told to hide. That's not weakness, that's inner revolution. So ask yourself now, which truth shook you the most? Which one did you try to ignore, because that is the one that holds the key to your freedom?